What up, though? Middle-aged muscle man musician Donald Pump. Yes, hit subscribe, because I know you guys aren't subscribed. 95% of people watching these videos and even re-watching them are not subscribed. Cash App, as always, if you like the information I'm giving you and want to request something in particular, I got a lot of knowledge I can give you. Give me something for the coffee can. Anyways, what we're talking about this time around is turkesterone, to be specific, Black Forest Turkesterone, which is supposed to be 95% pure. That's in comparison to other makers being, I think, roughly 10%. Now, I'm not sure about the numbers on that. Don't quote me on it, but that's the claim. And also, I had one guy commenting about, like, oh, you know, haven't you done enough Tonkat videos? Haven't you done enough Turkesterone? I've got training split videos, weight loss hacks, 1-year transformation, bodybuilding for depression and other mental health problems, and defeating gyno and all these things. It's just, that's what you're searching for, that's what you're finding. Type something different. I don't have the in the gym instructional videos yet. I explained before is that I'm having to go to the gym at a time when it's fucking packed and I don't feel right sitting there with a damn tripod and doing all that kind of shit. But anyways, turkesterone. I've only been on the Black Forest Turkesterone for about 2 weeks now. The immediate effects. I was feeling what I described feeling in the first 4 days off of the Gorilla Mind in 2 days. Now, that could be that my body's used to being receptive to turkesterone now. I was experiencing better lifts immediately. All things that most of these are things that I keep track of in my journal. Fuller, harder muscles, for lack of a better description. I mean, that's what I've experienced, like right off rip with turkesterone. Better protein digestion. So when I'm eating a mass amount of meat protein, it doesn't seem that it's taken, an entire damn day to digest. It's breaking it down quickly in me. It never sits heavy over a period of time, even when I'm out being super active. Immediate aesthetic effects. Within a week's time, you're going to see yourself kind of progress at a rate you're not used to. That is kind of like a newbie thing, obviously, over a little bit of time. How dramatic that is decreases, but you still definitely see aesthetic differences. And as far as this time around, just to clarify, I took, I think it was like a full 2 weeks or so off from when I was on turkesterone before until I got on this one. That was just simply a financial thing. That's when I first started asking people, hey, hit me with a few bucks so I can give you an accurate turkesterone video. I went off in a couple weeks. They actually sent me some. So, full disclosure, I didn't pay for these first 3 months of turkesterone from Black Forest, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to give an overly favorable review based on that. So anyway, moving on. As far as the dosing goes, I have been taking 1 pill versus the 2+ that I had taken on the Gorilla Mind. And, I was simply following the label. Of course, I'd skimmed over the stuff on the website with the 95% blah, blah, blah. Every company says similar stuff. I didn't pay much mind to that until I did a little more research after I started taking them, which is a practice that I probably won't keep up. But it really does appear that the concentration is different, is greater. Now, that's not to say that 95% versus opposed to 10% with other makers, this isn't, 9.5 times stronger. If it is, I'm going to get fucking huge. But, and I'm not complaining about that thought. But there is a difference. Like I said, there's like a 2-day immediate effect. I'm about 2 weeks in now. And, I'll get to the other positives that kind of tell me that there's a little more to this as far as maybe the intensity of the effect. The short-term effects are the same so far. And I'm taking half the pills, meaning it's less of a cost to you guys, to anyone. One effect that's not, there's positive in it when I get to it, but the hunger with this is fucking crazy. Seriously. I mentioned that my hunger went up a bit with the Gorilla Mind Turkesterone. This is another level. This is seriously, I mean, you're not going to eat yourself to death or anything, but I haven't done a video on it yet, but I was on MK677 for a very short time when I first started back in the gym well over a year ago. And it's very similar to that. I mean, it's similar to a ghrelin secretagogue, which says a lot. Can't say that that lessens over time because I haven't had time yet. Like I said, I'm about 2 weeks in. But I've lost weight. I've changed nothing in my program. In fact, I made sure that before I went back on turkesterone, so I could give an accurate review on the effects, I made sure that I did the metabolism hack that I just did a video on. I'll link it here. I had a little metabolism hack there. I did that prior to starting the turkesterone. So if anything, my body would have adapted by now and perhaps lost at a slower rate. But I've eaten at least a couple hundred more calories per day on the Turk for 2 weeks. I've lost over 4 pounds. Same workout plan, same metabolism hack, more food, which also means a little more protein. So as far as like, the aesthetic, like seeing more muscle, being a little stronger, okay, that would make sense. The weight loss doesn't. I haven't done any added cardio. My job hasn't changed. Yes, it's a very physical job, but if anything, it's actually been a little bit easier the last 2 weeks, thankfully. Moving on from that, yes, my mood has gotten better. I'm actually dealing with negative things, a lot of negative things right now. It's mostly financial stuff, but I'm sure some of you guys know that can be all kinds of things. Finances affect everything. So anyone who says that money isn't important is fucking crazy, because it affects your training, it affects your personal life, it affects your ability to get play. You get what I'm saying. So anyways, I've had more stresses than usual, and I've been able to kind of like just exhale and deal with stuff a little bit better than usual. My sleep is better, a lot better, and I'm actually having dreams a little bit. I'm a person who kind of notoriously doesn't dream for the most part, unless I just completely don't ever remember anything I dream. I'm going into a deeper sleep. I'm experiencing more healing, which is great because my injury stuff has been just killing me prior, and now I'm getting a little more rest, a little more recovery. I could tell that's definitely up. I track that stuff too. Like I mentioned before, the Black Forest Turk is cheaper than the Gorilla Mind one. And as far as the purity of it, I'd have to look deeper into it. I mean, from what I can see, yes, it's a higher concentration of just the pure turkesterone itself, whereas others use compounds. Now, I'm not going to down the compound, though, because the compound, especially coming from someone like Derek, Derek plates for dates. No, but the Gorilla Mind one, it combines a few ingredients, I believe, and those ingredients may help to make the main ingredient more efficacious. So I'm not going to sit here and claim to know the science behind it. Is this, 9.5 times better? Is this twice as good? Any of that kind of stuff. I've experienced more immediate gains or losses in this case, meaning losing weight but while gaining strength. I've had all the other same positive effects that the other turkesterone had. It just seems that I'm getting a bit of aesthetics, a bit strength, a few things a little bit quicker, and also more weight loss. I believe I lost a couple of pounds in a month on Gorilla Mind. So yeah, I mean, this is just the first video, and I'm also going to be uploading a video in the next 24 hours after this one comes out that kind of gives you the way that I've been cycling turkesterone with Tongkat Ali so that the Tongkat still works. Turkesterone still works, I should say. So that they can work together. I'll be given the citations in that video, but I heard of a possible way to, and I understand why they normally wouldn't work together. There is kind of a way to make it work for you. I heard some guys who really know what they're talking about in that arena suggesting a way to do it and the way that they've done it. I tried it. Seems to be working for me. I'll go more in depth with that in that video. Even if this particular trick doesn't work, it just means that I'm getting this much effect from the turkesterone on days that I take it exclusively, which would only be 2 days a week. So that would say a lot for Black Forest Turkesterone. But I'm loving the product. I've had no side effects to speak of except the intense hunger. You know, on some days I could use a little bit extra hunger, but right now, brother's broke, so I don't need you to, you know, be forcing me to eat myself out of house and home here. But yeah, favorable review so far. Muscle Man Musician approved. I would say to take it with a grain of salt for now. I do believe that it's a really good value, even if there's only a chance that you're gonna build a tiny bit of muscle and or lose some weight. It's I believe it's like $36 or something like that for a month's supply. If you pair it the way that I described in the next video with the Tongkat Ali, I mean, you're paying like $70 a month, and honestly, as far as muscle building supplementation, it feels like that's practically all you need. We all do our creatine and stuff like that too, the staples, but I would definitely suggest giving this a try. I'm very happy with the product, and I'll check back in with you guys in a couple of weeks. One big thing that I want to do with this is, you know, a lot of people say that, I want to say it's like with any kind of ectosteroid, they say that after 90 days, you'll kind of not ever get an effect again. You know, you get all your positives in the first few months, and then it just kind of dies off. I want to prove or disprove that. And, you know, this is just my opinion, my personal experience, but I really have definitely experienced a little more strength, better protein digestion, better lifts, feels like a little bit more stamina as well. And it's what I described in another video where I said, you know, muscle stamina, meaning, you know, you're normally doing 12 reps of something. Well, in this case, you kind of get to 12 and you don't even realize you got like 6 or 7 left in. And the better sleep is definitely good too. The recovery is important, especially for guys that are middle-aged like me, middle-aged and beyond. You're not going to get the growth that you need without the recovery. A lot of us don't have the time to get the proper amount of sleep in. Regardless, I mean, guys will say, oh, you can always find the time to sleep and blah, blah, blah. No, sometimes you can't. I mean, I'm working 7 days this week, probably for every week in the foreseeable future, and my days are pretty damn packed. I have no choice but to sleep less than what's recommended for someone with my training regimen. So the quality sleep is what's important. If I only get 6 hours, it may be better than the 8 hours that someone else is getting. Is it completely due to turkesterone? No, but I believe it's part of a balanced diet. I don't know. It's part of a balanced supplementation. And yeah, the only changes I've had with supplementation or anything else while I've been on turkesterone for this 2 week or so, it might be like 2.5 weeks, there's been is that I've actually stopped taking some of my other supplements just for running out and having an empty pocket. But that's stuff like my fish oil, glucosamine, which is pretty damn important for me, stuff like that. So I don't think it's anything that would affect any of this outcome. I definitely wouldn't get stronger and build more muscle not having positive health supplements. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. What's your experience? You know, if you're one of the guys who's just gotten crazy gains from Turk, I want to hear that, and I want to know which one you took. If you're not impressed with it, or if you had absolutely nothing happen, I'd like to hear that too. I haven't really heard that from anyone. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, and let's have a conversation about it. And until then, check the other videos out. I've got more and more coming your way. On that note, I say peace.